It's amazing the response that we are getting to this 20-minute session is, is just quite special. In the past, I would have used the phrase overwhelming, and it's not overwhelming. It's just, a lot, and just really receiving it with complete gratitude. So we keep moving forward. So my intention with this is that every time we get together, I, share some aspect so that of this whole conflict that gets neutralized through this work. There are many of you who've been there on the last two calls, and those of you who have not been there in the last two calls, we actually have done an excerpt of me explaining how the human vibe came about. So I'm not going to go over how it came about. What I do want to share is a greater clarification of what it actually does. Why do I call it beyond meditation? It certainly gives you what you get from meditation, and it takes you beyond. It takes you beyond that, because you land in your truth. You land in your truth, which is a co-creative expression of your soul being in its human form, which together, when they get harmonized, a triangle forms. And a triangle has got three apexes to it. The triangle is a triangle of you as a soul being, you in your human form, and the creator. And the creator comes in, the connection between your soul being and the human form takes place, and it's as if you in your entire field lands in the center of this triangle. Triangle is the sacred geometry symbol of this era, by the way. As opposed to circles that we've had before, it's a triangle now that is there. So just reiterating what has occurred, which goes back to that age-old conflict, that feeling of separation. The soul being was created in the form of a speck of consciousness by our creator. And that speck of consciousness created by the creator has its own innate light. And it chooses to take a human form, because that's a part of its journey, and it's a part of its journey experiencing all the different forms of existence that are available to it. So it takes this human form. The soul being itself is very, very connected to its limitlessness, to its eternalness, to its infinite ability to expand and be present in multiple places at the same time, whilst being very anchored wherever it chooses to be anchored. And then it lands into this human body, which feels great. In a fetus state, it feels great, because the soul can remain expanded, and the fetus is being birthed, and then the birthing takes place. Consciousness comes in, the mind gets activated, and the mind operates from a space of survival. And survival is informed from your experiences of the past, and is often concerned about the future. So the human form starts to lose connection with what its innate vibe is. There's a big body of work that I got present to, and Gaurav and I have co-created and developed it and taken it further in a whole variety of ways. In the context of the human vibe, the innate vibration of being human is love. Love as a frequency is amplifying. Each person giving out love touches 740,000 other human beings. So you can imagine in this call right now, we already have 46 people, and more people are coming into the waiting room. You can imagine how many people we are right now touching with this. And we are touching them being in this pure vibe of being human. So as the human vibe realization dawns, the soul, which felt confined and felt disconnected and abandoned by its originating creator, which is that deep-seated, unrequited disappointment of separation from the creator, That multiplied with a regret of expressing itself through an inferior and more limited form of the human brings about a very deep-seated conflict, an inner conflict. Now, we don't know what that inner conflict is, except it's there. That feeling of abandonment is there. The fear of abandonment is always there. It's there. So as a result, when something happens outside of us, it gets triggered completely. You know, the moment there's a situation that arises, the first response often tends to be one that gets us into a space of conflict. And the moment conflict is present, it could be a conflict within ourselves, it could be a conflict in a relationship, conflict across nations, it gets multiplied because its origin lies in that original stationing of the soul being into this human form. The reality is this: the Creator really has been very perfect in all of his creations. And there's a perfection is in embracing imperfection and allowing both whatever we call perfect and imperfect to just coexist. Creation is never a singular act. It is always a co-creation. So the soul being going around having its journeys does not bring about the creation abilities. The soul being chooses to express itself in its human form, where the human form is about love, and which is the amplification frequency. So if that connection gets solidified, then they become the most amazing co-creators. The moment that co-creator understanding takes place between the soul being and the human form, the creator energy comes in. And it becomes a powerful vessel for a very powerful co-creation of anything at all that you ever wish to co-create. And this human vibe attunement, which we received when Gaurav asked the question, okay, I get it. If we are love, it's nice to think it, but how do we actually do it? How do we, in our human form, anchor ourselves in this love frequency? So what I received was, the human does not need to do anything to anchor itself in the love frequency. It just is love. But there are lots of battles and internal conflicts that are playing out at a mind level. What will uplift the human into its vibe of love is going to be the acknowledgement from this eternalness of the soul presence. So if the soul acknowledges itself as a human, receives itself as a human, and accepts itself as a human, it literally uplifts the vibrational frequency of our human form. And we know that we are comrades, co-creators of how we are to express ourselves in the world. And that realization is a realization which is like coming home. And the coming home feeling is not about the human form. The human form is literally just a form. The coming home disconnect that existed with the soul presence, where it did not acknowledge or recognize the human form as its home. It was always looking for a destination where the soul merges into being a soul being. This acknowledgement of the soul of the human form, this receiving of the soul as the human form, this accepting of the soul as the human form brings about that harmony, and it is coming home. So many of you who've been here, who've heard me and have been doing my work, you've always heard me say, this isn't a journey about going home. It's a journey about coming home. And that's what this enables. So we're going to do this chant. We have a call where I go into more deeper wisdom of what is coming through me in other sessions. So this is not a long call. We're just going to be very focused and get the human vibe attunement to happen now. So you can join us for the longer calls. There is one that is happening at 5:30 a.m. Los Angeles time on Thursday. And it happens every Thursday. So you can join us there. It's an hour long. Very different to this one. So let's get centered. Allow yourself to be comfortable. Allow yourself to notice that beautiful golden cord. Those of you who have been doing this with me, you know the drill. Notice the golden cord that is connected to the base of your spine and is connected to the core of the earth. And it's a golden cord that has the frequency of precious metal gold. It also has the frequency of a meteor called shungite and the frequency of the precious stone emerald. Emerald is literally filling up your being right now with a beautiful monochromatic green light frequency. The precious metal gold has a direct impact on strengthening your neurons. So you may feel tingling in your scalp, you may feel tingling on either side of your spine, and the shungite is literally taking out of your field all forms of pollutants, lower energy frequencies, and any negative frequencies or emotions that you might have picked up. So you're going to start scanning your body, and I'm going to actually tune in and scan all of you. So if you just allow yourself to take concentric circles from the top of your forehead, back of your head, and then keep going in concentric circles all the way down to your feet. Okay, so you just keep going. Front of your eyes, the back of your head, the front of your mouth, the back of your head, everything in between. You're just scanning, scanning, scanning. I've activated your golden cord. It is literally taking out all energies that no longer serve you and anything at all that comes in the way of you being able to experience the harmony between the soul and the human form. Just keep going around in concentric circles. The front of your chest, the back of your upper back, the front of your waist, the back of your middle back, and all the organs in between. Your entire digestive system, your lymphatic system, your glandular system, your skeletal system, your excretory system, reproductive system, all the capillaries, all the blood vessels, all the cells. Very specific action that is being taken from the diverticular vein all the way into your heart. I'm just picking that up as something that is blocking many of you that are here. And it's usually blocked with the vibration of grief. And that is literally being melted away, dismantled, released into the core of the earth. You're going to begin with an alignment breath. You're going to breathe in to the count of 9, hold to the count of 4, breathe out to the count of 6. The alignment breath aligns your mind brain, your heart brain, and your gut brain. And we're going to do it 3 times today, and then we'll go straight into the human vibe. So breathe in, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just allow yourself to breathe in and out of your heart. You take a deep breath in, you go into your heart. You fill your heart with love, kindness, and compassion. And you breathe out gratitude and peace. Breathe in love, kindness, and compassion. And you breathe out gratitude and peace. Breathe in love, kindness, and compassion. And you breathe out gratitude and peace. Just allow these breaths to continue. And as this breathing is continuing, you are aligned, you are centered. You start noticing a warmth developing just in your solar plexus region. And that warmth now suddenly it's like the sun has shone and it's risen, and it's literally like the sunshine is happening in every cell of your body. You're emanating that sunlight, the rays of the sun. That's the connection to the light of your soul presence in you. The soul now rises, and we're going to begin the human vibe attunement chant. I'm going to allow myself today to be guided to stop it when I'm guided to stop it. The pace will vary each time depending on where you all are at. There are several of you here who've done this before, so we already are at a high degree of attunement, and we are going to go further from there. What we have brought about here in the connection of the soul and the human form is literally the highest vibration in amidst our circle is literally taking up those that are at a lower vibrational frequency and enabling them to rise. So let's begin. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. This is the soul communicating to the human form. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Allow yourself to feel what it feels like coming home. You will anchor it with the 946 breath. I want you to take your right hand and just put it over your navel, and your left hand is going to be over your heart. And as we do the 946 breath, to align your mind, your heart, and your gut, get yourself into a whole brain state with this vibe in complete harmony with your soul being, standing in the center, co-creating with the Creator Himself. You're connecting your identity through your sacral and presencing it in the now through your heart. Breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take your hands in front of your throat. Rub them against each other. You are literally emanating very powerful, pure electromagnetic vibes that your body has been missing because it has been depleted. The soil of our planet had been depleted from it. But we've just anchored it back in. And it's going into your throat, replenishing your throat chakra, enabling you to express yourself as the co-creator of creation itself. Take your left hand just outside your left ear. Your right hand just remains on your lap, about 4 inches away. And what it is doing is it's taking out any vibes that have percolated to the surface that relate to ancient past cellular memories that interfere with your evolution as a harmonized expression of the soul in this human form. Okay, you can just rub your hands again in front of your third eye this time. Put them over your eyes, open your eyes in them, take them over your head, the back of your head, on the side of your neck, and then just one word in the chat from your side to complete the session. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you either later on today and most certainly on Saturday. So I look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much. I declare this session complete. So if you wish to leave, leave. We will be here for a bit because I know it takes a while for people to want to leave the space. So thank you for being here. Blessed, peace, lightness, peace, prayer, grounded, warmth, connection, oneness, alignment. Thank you. Peace, sun, shaman, dome. Peace, love. Peace, delight. I didn't say it when we were doing it. There is some value in doing the chant aloud. So when you are speaking it aloud, it literally, your tongue touches the exact locations in your mouth, and your mouth it's a termination point of 62,000 nadi channels, as they call it in Ayurveda. And these channels are the ones that really serve your entire field, not just a human body. So when your tongue touches the particular spots, then it is literally the vibe of harmonizing the soul being in its expression of the human form takes place. And you have like a physiological shifts that start to take place from that harmony. So hence we say it aloud. Even if we have you all muted, you say it aloud in your own field, in your own space. So thank you all for being here. Togetherness, calmness, alignment, gratitude, more calm, blessed and blissed, power, hope, beautiful, compassion, expansion, gratitude, expansion, collected, more compassion and expansion and alignment, and thank you, love, power, receiving, extraordinary experience, bliss, love, yes, gratitude, more peace, connected, compassion, flow, solace. Thank you, thank you, thank you.